not keep me shackled.
I mean, I do feel like this is the first time people are going to be able to watch me go at you when you say things, so that's kind of cool.
I'm looking forward to it.
Hello, and welcome as we set up for Unfortunately Required Reading.
I know, a very tempting glimmer behind the veil.
As you can see, this is the library. It is full of things you probably don't want to read, but you might need to read someday.
I think they're fine.
We also have the nice and accurate prophecies of Agnes Nutter. Notice it is blank.
Because the true prophecy is within us.
Wait, the true prophecy was the journey we took all along?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we not watch the same thing?
I mean, probably not.
Okay, fair.
I don't know. Alright, so I think we're recording. You guys get to watch me have full-on anxiety for the first time ever.
I mean...
Okay, it looks like it's recording. It looks like we're good.
Awesome.
You do get to watch us eat.
Yeah.
It'll be kind of awkward for, like, the 5 of you who are, like, really into that.
Yeah, also, shout out to our substantial audience in Dublin, Ireland.
Thank you, Dublin, Ireland. We're a little surprised, but also not mad at it.
Yeah, far from mad. I have been saying that I want a Irish or Scottish husband for a while. Maybe the wig will help.
Amanda's down.
I'm very down.
Okay, so anyway, I like your fan.
Oh, thank you.
So if you're wondering, this is not normally what we look like. I mean, I'm guessing you guys probably figured that out from the Vlad the Impaler. Like, I don't normally have blonde share hair.
That is white. That is not blonde.
Okay, so this is like if I was trying to cosplay Galadriel's lame, fatter cousin, I guess. This is the Zero Fail look from Good Omens.
I think we already know what I'm doing.
So, anyway, we thought it'd be fun since Halloween.
Yeah. Everyone at Total Wine was already dressed up. I felt a little inadequate.
Oh, is that why they had the sign that said, like, Morticia, the nun, and somebody are inside, or like, what do they have in common?
Yeah, they're all trapped inside a Total Wine, apparently.
They all have to work at a Total Wine today.
Yeah. They also had candy, which was lovely.
What kind of candy?
Like, just Halloween candy. Like, you can trick-or-treat all the tasting barrels.
I want to trick-or-treat all the tasting barrels.
You don't wake up early enough to go with me to Total Wine.
No, I don't.
I was one of the first people. I was waiting outside for them to open.
Were you like, open?
No, that's rude.
No, that's what is that, Marshall's? It used to be a thing?
It was.
Dating myself.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Marshall still exists.
It does?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the ones in California that closed then.
It is California.
California.
So we do have a secondary phone in case that one runs out of space.
Mm-hmm. Which is good. Then we just have, like, a part 2 video.
Yeah.
It's weird to look at something, because normally I'm just staring at the screen going like this.
I mean, you usually look at me. As if we didn't need any more allusions to us having some kind of weird romance. As if we needed no further indignation or... Good Lord.
My husband is downstairs.
That doesn't mean anything. You know that.
All right, so...
Welcome to Unfortunately Required Reading. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
We don't have to look at the camera.
I know, it's freaking me out.
Don't let it freak you out.
What are we reading?
We are reading Frankenstein by Mary Shelley.
Also, I keep looking up.
The Modern Prometheus.
Or The Modern Prometheus.
Yes.
Which she published initially anonymously, and then her dad was like, no. Several years later, I'm going to republish this, and I'm putting your name on it.
She also briefly published under a male name because women didn't write as good as people thought.
Yeah. According to all the publishers who were like, this is sweet. You're a sweet baby angel. Yeah. Please don't.
Yeah.
All right, so what are we drinking?
So I found this cocktail on a website. It's called the Mary Shelley, and it is port and scotch in a shaker.
A little scared.
Ooh.
That tastes like Scotland and Bad Decisions.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
like reanimating the dead. So there's also some grenadine in here because I found it way too dry.
It was very dry. You can garnish it with like an orange peel, not an oil peel. I don't want to know what an oil peel is.
I mean, you could. If I really wanted to fire this cocktail, I probably could.
I'm like, fire it? What did it do wrong? And then I realized that's not what you meant.
It is not what I mean. I think I did an okay job.
So now I feel like we should have a chalkboard. We do not.
Oh, yeah.
Get down something to take notes of how many times Victor Frankenstein gets somebody killed.
We're neglecting this third star of the show.
Is it
the cheese plate?
The cheese plate?
Yes. So we have a cheese plate.
Ooh.
On it we have an unaged goat cheese.
Which, initially, the notes for this cocktail said an unaged goat, and I got concerned that we would be sacrificing said goat.
When I was looking up, because whenever we do this, I'm looking up tasting notes. The one note that said, for port, is an unaged goat. And I cackled. That just means an unaged goat cheese. So, chèvre and bread. Because unaged goat cheese has the texture of an old person. An old person in a field.
Or as my stepchild said, it tastes like bile. Well, she said it tastes like the stuff that comes up after vomit, but...
Which I corrected her and said is bile. Because, obviously. Because of all of this.
All of this.
Yeah. Right. When we briefly threw around Halloween costumes, I think this was actually low on the list.
I don't know. What were our other costumes?
Will and Hannibal.
Yeah.
Sherlock and Moriarty. And then this one. Oh, well, next year.
Well, you're going to have to teach me to do knife cuts if I'm going to be Will.
Let's take a knife class. So, ready to short story long?
I am ready to short story long.
Let's do this.
Bear with me.
Oh, God.
All right. So, if any of you have ever actually read Frankenstein, which I'm hoping you have for this podcast, you're going to start it and go,
why are we in the Arctic?
Why are we in, the upper portions of Russia? I have concerns. And you should. Because
yes.
if you download the audiobook the same time you download Crime and Punishment, you're going to be really confused.
Yep.
Anyway, Captain Robert Walton has decided that St. Petersburg isn't far enough. He is going to go all the way on an Arctic adventure. Surprise, this is still Frankenstein. Walton is writing to his sister about all the random adventures he goes on and how he's seeking fame and how, he's going to just go out there and do what he needs to do. And they get stuck in the Arctic, like you do. So they're frozen in, and he looks out the side with his men, and they see this incredibly huge guy running with a dog sled.
Yes.
Followed by him is a smaller guy. Looks like he's not doing too hot. Also on a dog sled.
Yes.
So he ends up coming across Victor Frankenstein, who is very sick, and kind of just crashes with them on the ship.
Yes.
So,
and was manning a dog sled.
So Walton, not being a total dick, is like, yeah, you can stay, come here, you're not doing too hot, we're stuck anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then Victor begins to tell his story. And so Walton is writing all of this down.
As you do.
Victor is from a wealthy family and basically has everything he wants since he was a child. He takes chemistry, he studies natural wonders, and then his mom drops dead from scarlet fever.
As you do.
He handles the grief well. Well, no, he doesn't. He goes to medical school. And at the University of Ingolstadt to study, he starts burying himself in experiments, usually with body parts. He uses this to kind of deal with his grief, but it's not exactly the best, healthiest way to do it. He ends up making an 8-foot creature. Don't make something bigger than yourself, dude.
But there's a reason.
There is a reason. The creature has watery eyes, really bad yellow skin that's barely over the muscle structure that Victor has created. And Victor basically goes, oh fuck, when the monster wakes up, and he pieces out.
Mm-hmm.
So he runs into his friend Henry as he's leaving, and he's like, no way did I just create a dead monster. Let's go drinking.
Mm-hmm.
The creature ends up escaping, and Victor gets anxiety sick. Now, if you watch The Good Place, think of it like Chidi with a stomach ache times 1,000. So he ends up getting nursed back to health by his friend, because his friend is not a shitlord.
Woo!
After a 4-month recovery period, he gets a letter from his dad saying his little brother William has been murdered. He goes back there and finds out that their family servant, who's been there forever, Justine, is the one who's been accused.
Yes.
It is not good. So here's the thing. Victor basically realizes when he gets there that his brother was killed by the creature that he created. But rather than come forward and have people think that he's crazy, he just goes, it's cool.
Yeah.
So for those keeping count, we already have one person dead. Moving on. He doesn't say anything. Justine goes to trial, even though Victor's cousin, Elizabeth, who he loves desperately, comes forward and says, I know Justine didn't do this. She's not this kind of person. There's no way she killed anybody. they still let Justine hang.
Yeah.
2 people. So, Victor's freaking out. He's like, I can't do this. He runs out to the mountains, and the creature catches up to him and says, I'm going to tell you my story and all the reasons why you're a dick. Which is fair.
Which is fair.
So we're officially on our 3rd narrator of the book, the creature himself.
Yes.
The creature talks about how everyone looks at his dead-looking ass and he can't make any friends. I mean,